Hello, this is the Muffin here. I'm going to be talking about something that will help increase your win rate if you do this within the first 10 seconds of every game you play in World of Tanks Blitz. It doesn't matter if you're a medium, a light, a heavy tank, a tank destroyer, but by doing this, it dramatically impacts and has an influence on the rest of your game, not only for yourself, but it also dramatically helps your teammates. This is a very obvious example as a medium or light tank. I'm getting myself right within the first 10 seconds to a position to spot the enemy, help give my teammates eyes so that my team knows where the enemy is sooner than the enemy knowing where my team is. As a light tank, doing the same thing. They have great view range. As a heavy tank, I'm trying to get myself up on the front lines to try and find where the enemy is, put that pressure on them, and get eyes on the enemy so that as I'm angling, side scraping, using my armor, whatever the case may be, I have eyes on the enemy and my team constantly knows where they're at. My lighter mediums can either hopefully flank. If I've got a bunch of teammates camping right behind me, then they can hopefully be providing cover and then firing at them. And I'm constantly trying to position myself like that. Now, as a tank destroyer, at the very beginning, I want to put myself in a position so that as I'm paying attention to my medium, my light tanks, my heavy tanks, as they're all hopefully pushing up into different positions around the map, I'm within the first 10 seconds trying to get myself to a position so that immediately when they're trying to spot the enemy, I can already be in a spot to hopefully start getting shots off on those enemies as they're detected, as they're either crossing over certain areas, and it really does have an influence on the game. It can really impact your win rate. Now, some other things that some people do is at the very beginning, they'll end up writing a message saying, everyone go right, everyone go left. And sometimes that isn't always the case. You've got rebels, people that want to do their own thing. And of course, we can't control other people. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I know from my experience in the last 7 years when trying to write a message at the beginning, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's not what I really wanted to touch on, because the only thing that we have 100% control of is ourselves and not other players within the game. So going back to the heavy tank example, I'm trying to bait those shots, use my armor. I'm still on the front lines. Nobody's really up on this hill, but I'm trying to give some eyes to where the enemy's positions are and allowing my team, hopefully, and as you can see now, start to slam shells right in those enemies. And there are a lot of experienced players that can most likely attest to that what you do right at the beginning of a match when it starts can have a big impact on the outcome of the end of a game. This isn't always a guaranteed. Of course, you're going to have teammates that aren't going to really fulfill their roles or do very well, and sometimes the other team just has better players. Now, we all know what it's like to have those teams that don't really do anything. They're not contributing. Sometimes they just stay in one place the whole game and camp. And a lot of the times, one other thing to keep in mind when getting to those key positions within the first 10 seconds is always positioning yourself so that your team has eyes on you to hopefully support you, so that if you're in a bad position, the enemy is rushing you, they're trying to take shots on you, you at least have your teammates either behind you or around you that they can either get some crossfire, some other shots to help protect you. You don't want to go completely on one side of the map and try and spot and get eyes on the enemy while your entire team is going on the other side of the map, because it could put you in a really bad position. But I know from my experience when doing this does help increase your win rate. It has with mine. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If there are certain things that you guys do within the first minute, 10 seconds of a game right at the beginning that really helps increase your win rate, This is the Muffin here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's vid. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.